Binary opposition is a sophisticated but important term that can help readers to create a deeper understanding of what a text is all about. This positioning technique will help you understand how ideas and meanings are being shaped, created, or reinforced in a text. It is a theory of meaning and an idea that can be applied to all texts. It is especially useful when analysing poetry where meaning has been compressed into a very few words. Binary oppositions are most important when we think about the way that we understand words, or the value that we put on them. It is clearly very closely related to language choice for this reason. As the term opposition suggests, the way we understand certain words depends not so much on any meaning they themselves directly contain, but much more by our understanding of the difference between the word and its opposite. For example, our understanding of a coward or what makes someone a coward is dependent on knowing the difference between what that word and its opposite, which is hero, means. In order to have a deeper understanding, we can think about all the characteristics that a hero has and then hold them in comparison to a coward to deepen our understanding. As a small sidebar, and to complicate matters further, a moment's thought should alert you to the fact that interpreting words such as these is itself much more to do with what our society or culture attributes to such words as coward and hero than any meaning the words themselves might actually contain. We can see this example of the coward versus the hero in many comics and the rise of the superhero movie today, as in order to truly understand how cowardly and awful the villain is, they are held up against the brave and heroic protagonist, so that we as viewers are positioned to see the villain as bad and the hero as good. This of course brings us to the oldest and most commonly used binary opposition of good versus bad. Each binary has a privileged side based on the author's intention and/or the cultural understanding the reader brings. That is to say that one side of the binary pair is always seen by a particular society or culture as more valued than the other. When studying any kind of literature, it is worth looking for the ways in which layers of meaning are being created, shaped, or reinforced by this sense of binary opposition. For example, in Pride and Prejudice there are many binary oppositions that we as readers can see and which help us to understand both the society and the characters, and their place within that society. In some instances, it becomes very clear that while the society at the time valued this opposition, the characters, and in particular Lizzy, may not have. For example, binary oppositions that are valued by society include high class over middle class, appearance over reality, proper over improper, and marriage over happiness. Of course, the understanding of each of these words is reliant on your understanding of what society valued and why at the time. This knowledge also helps us to see where Lizzy herself differs from these oppositions and what she values in the oppositions of happiness over marriage, family over acquaintances, and truth over lies. Understanding how these oppositions function and where the characters differ from them can allow you as a reader a far deeper and more vivid understanding of the characters, the society in the novel, and the novel itself, as not only can you see who fits in, but also who stands out, and whether or not their beliefs are in any way privileged or disadvantaged. Let's review what we've learnt. Binary oppositions are words and concepts that a community of people generally regard as being opposed to each other. Binary oppositions have clear consequences for the way power is distributed among groups of people in a society, which helps readers to construct their own understandings. In deconstructing a piece, a deep reading of the text focuses on the relationship between common binary oppositions in the work, such as male over female, good over bad, nature over society, and others, in which one term seems to be privileged or more highly valued over the other. And finally, one thing to remember is that while society may establish a set of oppositions and show privilege towards one, a reader might try to look closely at this hierarchy in order to show how it is not sustained throughout the work, in order to create even further understanding.